uh, like Miguel Cotto and other ones. So, do you feel that this guy will be the next star in this business?
Well, I mean, people. I appreciate the question, but people throw the word around star so easily, and one of the things we look at is you look at what are the skills or the assets that the athlete has, and do they have marketability? And obviously, he has marketability, and then ability. On the ability side of it, he can flat out punch because everybody's just can't go 3 rounds. So we've seen that, but we also we have to balance that, seeing the other skill sets he's going to have to show us, all of us in the ring, that when he starts having those longer fights, we're going to be able to see and a lot more of the arsenal that he has. And Edgar will tell you we haven't seen everything that he can do because he's only been able to perform for under 3 minutes. So he probably has a lot of tricks in his bag, and I think he has all the attributes. At that point, Puerto Rico and boxing wasn't, it was, people were like, yeah, it's big, but it's just Tito, it's this. And we believed in it because we had just done Tito and Oscar earlier in September. So I think, he would be a great representative for the island, a great representative for Latin America. And Edgar has all the
last comments before you go? I know you're leaving for Las Vegas shortly.
Saturday, on ESPN. It's gonna be an amazing night once again. Obviously, like I always do, man, I'm dedicating this fight to the whole Puerto Rico. To everyone that's out there that supports me, continue to fight. Continue to support me, and I'm gonna continue to fight for you guys. And it's gonna be fireworks Saturday night.
Thank you very much, Edgar. We will let him go. He's got to pack and get ready to come to Vegas. So thank you so much for joining us today, Edgar. It's only fitting that we transition from the next Puerto Rican superstar to perhaps the most recognizable and the biggest star currently on the island, El Diamante, Felix Verdejo. Felix is joining us. Everybody asking a question, whether you're asking English or Spanish, please have Guardia Lopez time to translate. So I'm going to start with Felix. Felix, welcome back to the bubble. Coming off your most impressive win since that defeat to Lazada in March 2018. How has working with Ismael Salas in Las Vegas, moving your base of training from Puerto Rico to Las Vegas, and working with Salas helped you grow as a fighter over the last couple of years?
Félix, ¿cómo tu transición de entrenar en Las Vegas con Salas ha mejorado tu carrera?
Pues mira, he mejorado en muchos aspectos boxísticamente y obviamente ya yo tenía la base, era cuestión de implementar varios fundamentos y organizarme un poco, ¿no? Y pues gracias a Dios he estado aquí bien enfocado y preparado para todo lo que venga y de verdad que eso ha sido lo mejor que he hecho en mi carrera.
I have grown a lot as a fighter ever since I joined Ismael Salas in Vegas. I had the basics, the base skills, and this decision of coming to Vegas has been the best one I have made in my career.
Thank you. And again, a reminder, raise hand button to ask Felix a question or send me a private message. And before we get to the questions, I want to bring it back to Todd. Obviously, Todd, you've been intimately involved with Felix's career since he turned pro with Top Rank following the 2012 Olympics. We've ridden that wave with Felix for the last 8 years. What have you seen from Felix over the last year or so? Obviously, coming off a massively impressive performance, first round KO over Will Madera. What have you seen from Felix, and where do you sort of see him going in the near future should he be successful Saturday night?
I think Felix is a very gifted on talent. He's always been gifted on talent. When he came out of the Olympics, most people put him at the top of having the skill sets, and then obviously had obviously coming from Puerto Rico and a country that has great support for it. I think his most recent, he unfortunately with his accident and getting distracted, he had a couple setbacks, but we all make mistakes and we all have, we all can recover from that. And I think what he's done is he's surrounded himself with a new team. He looks incredibly focused, and I think he's going to be in line to have a big shot. And if it's the lightweight division is as exciting as anything, and if it's Felix and Tiafimo or Felix and Loma or whoever else is out there, I think he's put himself dead set in the center of the conversation for the best fighters in that division, which is very deep.
Thank you, Todd. And we take our first question from Carlos Toro. Carlos, please go ahead when ready.
Hi, Felix. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. Between the motorcycle accident and the loss you suffered a couple of years ago, and now moving on with Ismael Salas, do you feel like you're now at a point in your career in and out of the ring where sort of things have now stabilized and now you can finally focus on finally getting that world title shot that you've been aiming for years now?
Feli, luego de tu accidente y de la transición a entrenar con Ismael Salas, ¿sientes que ahora estás en un lugar donde finalmente puedes conseguir ese ansiado título mundial?
Pues mira, entiendo que sí. Aquí donde estoy me siento bastante cómodo. Cada vez que vengo es a una misión, concentrado en lo que estoy haciendo, en la preparación. Mucha dedicación, y de verdad que me siento... cuando mejor me he sentido ha sido ahora, porque salí de Puerto Rico, cero distracción, estoy de verdad metido en el gimnasio a la casa, no hago más nada que hacer eso. Y pues eso es lo que me mantiene aquí nuevamente.
I really believe the time is now. Like every time I come to Vegas now, it's for a mission. I'm on a mission, getting ready for big fights. And definitely the world title opportunity is near. Everything I do in Vegas is go from the house to the gym, from the house to the gym, from the house to the gym. And, getting away from Puerto Rico where I had a lot of distractions definitely helped.
Thank you very much. And now we go to Osvaldo Principe. Osvaldo, please unmute, ask your question when ready, and please wait for Gardy to translate after you ask the question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Buenas tardes para todos. Voy a preguntarle a Félix en español. Félix, nosotros seguimos en Argentina mucho tu carrera, sobre todo en 2013 y en 2014, cuando seguíamos a Maravilla Martínez, a Sergio Martínez, en el Feld Forum y en el Madison Square Garden de New York, y sobre todo en la pelea con Miguel Cotto. En aquella oportunidad, tú formaste parte de la cartelera y tenías en New York City, en Manhattan, una idolatría total de la gente siendo un novato. Hoy sos ya casi un aspirante, un retador al título del mundo, que ha vencido a Brian Vázquez, pero vemos que esa devoción con el público de Nueva York un poco se apagó. ¿Crees en esto o es simplemente un punto de vista desde Sudamérica?
Déjame traducirle.
Okay.
The question from Osvaldo is, we've been following your career for a long time in Argentina, ever since you fought in the Cotto Martinez card in New York. And back then you were a rookie and everyone was impressed with what you were doing in the ring and you had a lot of fans. But little by little, like that attention from the fans has been lowering little by little. is that a perspective just from Argentina and South America, or do you believe that's happening too?
Pues mira, de verdad que tengo la culpa completamente por, obviamente, mis malas decisiones que tomé en el camino, que tuve el accidente y un sinnúmero de cosas que me atrasaron mi carrera. Y pues gracias a eso perdí mucha fanaticada, pero al igual la voy a recuperar y mucho más porque yo sé que tengo el deseo, el talento y las ganas de ser grande y de ser el mejor en 135 libras por ahora.
You know, I saw that happening too. I'm to blame for everything that has happened. You know, all my bad decisions, and I have seen that I have lost some fans. You know, I don't have the same attention from the fans, but I'm here to gain them back and gain even more fans. You know, I'm on a mission to become world champion and be one of the biggest names in the division.
Thank you very much, Osvaldo. Now we go back to Ben Baby from ESPN. Ben, please unmute and ask your question when ready, sir.
You know, what do you think has been the biggest thing that you've shown improvement in over the last few fights, and kind of what about that makes you feel like you'll succeed this weekend?
¿Qué es lo que piensas que ha hecho diferente que te va a hacer ser exitoso este sábado?
Pues mira, de la manera en que me empleo con Sala y las cosas que hacemos en el gimnasio, y pues obviamente la preparación y el trabajo duro que estamos haciendo se va a ver el sábado para mi carrera.
You know, I'm confident that this Saturday I'm going to show everything that I've been working hard along with Salas. You know, every single detail that we pay attention to, and I'm going to show it this Saturday against Nakatani.
All right. Thank you very much, Ben. We go back to Jeremy Harridges. Jeremy, please unmute and ask when ready.
Hi, Felix. I know Carlos brought this up and kind of everything that you've been through throughout your career. You're 27 years old. Do you feel like over the years you've been through more than most fighters your age? And what are some of the most important things you've learned throughout your career?
Que ya han hablado de las cosas que han pasado. Eres un joven de 27 años y que quizás a tus 27 años has pasado cosas que otros peleadores de la misma edad no han pasado. ¿Cómo sientes que eso te ha beneficiado para el momento que estás ahora en tu carrera?
Pues mira, en ser una persona más madura, y obviamente tengo una hija que es la que me ha hecho más responsable y ser más juicioso con las cosas que hago, y pues me ha enseñado mucho a valorar la vida y ser lo mejor en lo que haga.
You know, I feel like I have matured a lot, everything that I've been through. Also, you know, I have a daughter now, so everything that I do for her. And also, she motivates me to be the best, whatever I'm doing.
And as a reminder, everybody who wants to ask a question, raise hand button, private chat, send direct message to me, and I will get to as many people as possible. We got a few more minutes with Felix because Toka Khan Clary is waiting patiently in the queue. So I don't want to keep him waiting much longer, but we do have a couple more questions for Felix. And I will now turn it over to J.R. Bell. J.R., please unmute yourself and go ahead.
All right. One question here. Given that, you know, you're going up against Nakatani here, and we saw what happened with Nakatani against Teofimo Lopez at the MGM National Harbor. What are you looking to do here to, you know, impress people so that you may be in position to fight for a world title very soon, like in 2021?
Ya que vimos lo que pasó entre Nakatani y Teofimo, ¿qué son las cosas que tú piensas que debes hacer para entonces enviar un mensaje de que estás listo para pelear por un título mundial en el 2021?
Pues mira, obviamente hacer el trabajo que me pide a la esquina y ganar convincentemente, y vean que hay Felipe para largo, y yo sé que eso viene de la mano si Dios lo permite, y vamos a ser el mejor del mundo.
You know, I'm shooting to be the best lightweight in the world, so I'm gonna, you know, come for a convincing win against Nakatani. I'm going to follow the instructions from my corner, and I know that those things come hand in hand. I'm gonna get a big win on Saturday.
Thank you very much, JR. Crystal, please unmute yourself and go ahead when ready. Crystal Hart.
Well, my question was sort of like the gentleman's ahead of me. I just wanted to know what his thoughts on Nakatani and Teofimo Lopez, what his thoughts were, and did he see any flaws? Maybe what would have he had done differently to make a different outcome than Nakatani did?
Ella pregunta que si al ver la pelea con Teofimo y Nakatani, viste algunas cosas que puede tú tomar ventaja para que entonces tengas un resultado diferente al que tuvo Teofimo.
Pues sí, claro que sí. Uno siempre ve las peleas de los oponentes para ver los errores y las cosas que hacen para uno hacerlas pagar en el ring. Y pues nada, yo he trabajado para el estilo de Nakatani y lo verán el sábado.
I have studied, that fight between Nakatani and Teofimo. I have seen some flaws that I'm looking to exploit on Saturday, and you're gonna exactly see that on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Crystal. And now we go ahead to Carlos Gonzalez. Carlos, please go ahead when ready.
Buenas tardes, Félix. Mi pregunta es la siguiente. Obviamente todas las peleas son importantes, pero ¿entiendes que esta es la que en definitiva va a catapultar o a sentenciar tu futuro en el boxeo?
Every fight is important, but do you feel that this is the one fight that is going to catapult you to the world title shot and define your future career in boxing?
Claro que sí, estoy de acuerdo con la pregunta porque es lo que va a determinar nuevamente mi futuro. Estoy en la balanza, como uno dice, pero yo sé que el futuro mío está asegurado ahí. El sábado lo van a ver, que voy a ganar una victoria convincente y voy a demostrar que yo voy a ser el mejor del mundo.
This fight will definitely define my future in boxing, but I'm confident that I'm going to get a big win, a convincing win against Nakatani, and I'm shooting to be the best lightweight in the world.
Thank you very much. We're going to let Felix go. We're a little behind schedule and want to get to Toka Conclari, who's up next. Felix, any final thoughts, final statements you'd like to make as we approach Saturday night?
¿Algo más que quieras decir para finalizar?
No, que gracias por el apoyo que me siguen dando los fanáticos en Puerto Rico, en el mundo entero, y que hay feliz para largo.
I just want to thank everyone for the support, all my people from Puerto Rico, and I'm going to let them know that there's going to be Felix Verdejo for a long time.
Well, thank you very much, Felix, for joining us today. A reminder, Felix co-main event right before the main event against Masayoshi Nakatani Saturday night. El Diamante is back. Felix, gracias. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you soon. And thanks to Felix for joining us today. Now on the line, we have a junior lightweight contender, opportunity of his professional life right now, on a nice little winning streak here. Toka Conclari from Providence, Rhode Island. Toka, welcome.
How you doing?
So can you talk about, how this opportunity arose, how quick you were to accept this opportunity, so everything that went into that, and what your feelings are on Shakur Stevenson as the fighter. I know you two kind of sort of missed each other a little bit in the amateur ranks, but you are familiar with him. So can you talk about all that?
This opportunity, it's a blessing for me to be in this position I am, that I have in my life. And, we always been working, boxing is a sport that is full of opportunity. You just got to wait and be patient and keep grinding in the gym and stay positive. And we've been doing that. We didn't know we was gonna get this opportunity, but when it came, we was ready. We just came off a fight, so we already been in the gym. So when this opportunity came, it wasn't a problem. We didn't hesitate. We just knew it was time.
Todd, you unmuting Todd? There's a quick question for Todd DeBuff before we get to the questions at hand. I just reminded everybody in the chat, please raise hand button. Please raise hand button or send me a private message to ask a question for Toka Conclari. I'm now here with Todd Todd, I know you're obviously very familiar with Toka Conclari from his early days fighting under the Top Rank banner. First southpaw of Shakur Stevens' career. What, knowing Toka like you do, what sort of challenges do you feel he could present to Toka?
I mean, I think what we're dealing with here is two very quality fighters that have had extensive amateur careers. So the pedigree is so high. They have seen guys at a world-class level against each other similar, maybe not as professionals, but during their whole training. So I think that they both have challenges ahead of them. And I think, and this is what makes the fight game so interesting, is that when you have guys with the deep pedigree and the great training, that they do have the ability to, when they do get in the ring, you see incredible quality. I think when Toka was with Top Rank, he was more of a prospect than he is today, where he's more established right now, and he's gotten more fights under his belt, and he's now a real contender, and he's going to have his hands, with a very skilled Shakur Stevenson, and I think they both offer complicated little, tricks for both of them, and I think it's going to be a terrific fight.
Thank you very much, Todd. And our first question for Toka Conclari comes from Danny, all the way from the UK. Danny Flexen, please go ahead when ready.
Hey, Toka, how you doing?
Hey.
The last time we saw, well, not the last time we saw you, but the most notable time we saw you, certainly in the UK, was your fight with Kid Galahad in the featherweight eliminator. Just tell us a little bit about what you learned from that fight, and also why you decided to step up from 126.
Well, my weight, I'm getting older, and my weight was a little bit of a problem. So I'm getting bigger, I'm getting stronger, and I'm getting older. And in that fight with Kid Galahad, if you watch the fight, it was a slow-paced fight. It was a good experience for me, good exposure. Kid Galahad was a great fighter. He did a lot of good things in there. He told me a lot of things in the ring as well. And I learned a lot from that fight. And after that, we've been grinding, we've been working. And I know I belong on that level after that fight, you know what I'm saying? After we fought Kid Galahad, I wasn't outclassed. I wasn't like, it wasn't like he outpointed me so bad that I didn't belong, I felt like I did some good things in that fight. It's just like down the stretch, that's why I feel like I took my feet off the gas a little bit. But it was a great learning experience for me, and I took those learning experience, and I just moved on to my career. Now I feel like I belong on this stage. I belong at this level.
Thank you very much, Danny Flexen. We are now going to go back to Jake Donovan with Boxing Scene. Jake, please unmute and go ahead.
Thank you very much, Evan. Toka, I know you were linked earlier this year to a fight with Abraham Nova. Obviously, everyone has to respect the reasons why you didn't go through with it. At the time, was there any fear that you wouldn't get another big opportunity in 2020, or were you always confident a fight like this would come along?
Well, boxing, like I said, is filled with opportunities. I'm at the point in my career. If you see my record, I'm always in the gym. So I just knew that I just had to be patient. My time would come, and that's what we did. My manager did a tremendous job, and we here now. This is the opportunity we've been looking for, the opportunity we've been waiting for, and I feel like it's now or never.
Gotcha. And then I know you had, the Rush Shaker it was like 6-7 weeks ago. Did you know at that time that this fight was coming along and that's why you took it? Or did you just take that fight for the sake of getting back in the ring?
Nah, my manager got me that fight because I wanted to fight so bad. But now we didn't know that the fight with Shakur was going to come up. My manager just got us that fight just so, because before that fight, we haven't fought for like 14 months. So my manager was like, we need to do something just so we could stay active, and it worked out in our favor.
All right, very cool. Thanks so much, Toka. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jake. Now we go to Brooklyn, New York. Xavier Porter, please unmute and go ahead.
Thank you, Evan. Toka, how you feeling today?
Doing good. Thank you.
Okay. With the win, if you're successful with the win against Shakur Stevenson, would this be the best, the greatest fight for you in your career?
The greatest victory in my career. I got a daughter. That's the greatest victory in my career, in my life. But this will be a big notch in my boxing career. You know, it will be a big plus in my boxing career. You know, so being an Olympian, an undefeated fighter at this level he will be huge in my career. So it will be a blessing, and it is something that we're all going out to do.
Thank you very much, Xavier. Next, we go back to Toka is very popular in the United Kingdom. I guess he made quite an impression when he fought Kid Galahad. Jonathan Nagyoff. Jonathan, pro boxing fans, please unmute and go ahead when ready.
Hey, Toka, how you doing?
Good.
Good. What do you make of Shakur Stevenson as a fighter? You know, he's been heavily, highly touted as sort of the next big thing. What do you make of him, and what do you have to do to beat him on Saturday?
Shakur is a very talented fighter. You know, when you watch him, you see that very smart in there. He got a great set of guys around him: Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford. You know, so he has been coming up very well around good people. He's highly talented, but I'm talented too. You know, I feel that the world haven't really seen me at my best yet, honestly. You know, and with his skills and my skills, I feel like he's gonna bring the best out of me on the 12th, and that's what I'm really more excited about. You know, but he's a talented fighter. You know, when you watch him, you see that.
Thanks, Toka.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Let's see who else we got. We got a few more in the queue here. J.R. Bell, we go back to you, sir. Please unmute and ask your question when ready.
All right there, Toka. When this fight was announced, you said, come December 12th, boxing fans will see the difference between a man and a boy. Could you go into that a little bit more as far as like your overall experience as a professional and as an amateur? And do you think that is basically what it means to have that difference in this fight coming up against Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah, I mean, I just say that, you know, because Shakur's a young dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the prime of my career. You know, he's 23 years old. He's still young. I remember when I was 23 years old. I didn't mean nothing like no disrespect or nothing like that. I'm just saying I'm older, I'm stronger, and I've been through a little bit more than he have. And I'm gonna show all that when I go in it come December 12th.
Thank you very much, JR. Let's see. Again, raise hand button in the chat queue, or send me a private message, and we will get to it. You mentioned, Toka, that you fought. It was October 26th. You fought on a smaller show here back in your hometown of Providence, and you said that you didn't know that this opportunity was coming. But how beneficial it is for you now that you've had that fight, only 5-6 weeks apart, staying sharp and staying in the gym? How much of a benefit does that fight back on October 26th, I believe, help you as you prepared in camp for Shakur?
But that fight helped me a lot because that was my first fight in a bubble, doing a bubble thing, doing the COVID, but fighting with no fans in the arena. So that was my first time with those in those atmospheres. So it was a blessing that we had that fight. It also gave me and helped me to know what I'm going into when there's no fans in the crowd, when there's you won't be hearing no noise from anyone. So that fight helped me to get my mind prepared for that. And the weight cut. I ain't had no problem with my weight this camp. You know, I was already in shape. My weight was already down. I don't think I was over 12 pounds this whole camp, so it worked out tremendous.
And you touched on the Kid Galahad fight. You know, so you said you learned a lot of things that you need to sort of maybe be more aggressive. You know, but it was a close fight. Was that the biggest lesson you learned, that you maybe need to be more aggressive? But again, Shakur is obviously a different animal style wise than Kid Galahad. So how do you sort of take what you learned from that fight and apply it to a guy who fights completely differently, and a guy such as Shakur Stevenson?
I feel like I just gotta believe in myself, you know what I'm saying, in everything from 1 to 10, you know what I'm saying. That was one of the biggest things I got from the Kid Galahad fight, believing in myself, because if you see, like, I feel like my body language wasn't at strong, wasn't at his best in that fight, and I feel like that was something that I was lacking. But other than that, come the 12, I feel like everything gonna come together for me.
And now we go to Joshua Brewer. Joshua, please unmute and ask your question when ready, sir. We got a couple room for about one or two more with Toka. So Josh, go ahead when ready.
Hello, Toka. Yeah, this is kind of along a similar vein. Like, how do you stay focused on what it is that you need to do when going up against someone like Shakur, where we know that the majority of people are going to be on his side and viewing him as that next big thing, and they're essentially probably looking past you? How do you stay focused on what it is that you're doing so that you can go in there and actually probably change the outcome for what people may think?
Well, that make it easy on me, really. That people thinking I'm just supposed to come in there. He's just supposed to watch me. So for me, I look at that like that's no stress on me. That's more stress on him. He got to worry about going out there and doing what this said. Me, I gotta go out there and do what I know. I know how to do what I do. And I know I ain't no like I see online bum. I ain't no cherry pick. I know the type of fighter I am. I know what I've been through. So with all the talks and what everybody feel like he is, he gotta go out there and prove it. I just gotta go out there and be me, be the best Toka player.
Thank you very much. And I think at this point we will we let Toka. I know Toka's probably got to pack, get ready to go to Vegas. Long travel ahead of him. Toka, before you go, any final message you'd like to send to media, to your fans, as now we're only 4 days out from the fight of your career?
I just want to tell everybody December 12th. I want to thank the whole Top Range squad, the whole team. Thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank my team, my family, my state, everybody that support me. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be in this position, and I am going to show up, and I am going to do my thing in there December 12th. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Toka. We will see you in the bubble in Las Vegas tomorrow. Good luck, safe travels, and we'll see you soon, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you to Toka Conclari for joining us today. We're going to take a very, very short intermission while we wait for Shakur Stevenson to join us. So please stand by. It'll only be a couple minutes, and then we will get to the Shakur Stevenson portion of the call. Thank you.
Yo, we got a little pause in the action, man, but we'll be back. They trying to get Shakur Stevenson sorted out. They got dude in the background working hard, man, trying to get Shakur. So we'll be back in like probably about 30, 40. We'll probably be about a couple minutes before Shakur get on. So y'all just hang tight, and wait for Shakur Stevenson next.
Monkey.
Second spikes.
All right, welcome everybody back. Shakur Stevenson has just joined us. Thank you everybody for your patience, and thank you Shakur for joining us today. So Shakur, welcome back to the bubble. This is your second appearance in the bubble. So can you talk about sort of how that first experience prepared you for what you're going to face fight week wise for your second trip in the bubble?
Wait, you interviewing me?
I'm starting it out, Shakur, and then we're gonna get to the questions from the media. Yeah, I figure Shakur, we'll start with your favorite person to ask you a question, and then we'll get to the other people. So yeah, so Shakur, your second appearance, how did that first one help you moving towards your as you prepare for your second bubble fight?
I mean, the first time, it was like a new experience going into the bubble and getting used to being inside the bubble where it's like things not the same. You're not around your family, you're not around nobody. I'm usually like type of person, got like a bunch of family members and a bunch of people around me, and it's a big difference in the bubble. So I think I got used to it now, and I think I'm just ready to fight.
And Todd, I mean, this was obviously Shakur wasn't originally scheduled to fight December 12th. Once the Berchelt Valdez fight sort of fell through, Shakur took this fight on about 5 weeks' notice. Todd, can you talk about sort of the decision making that went into pivoting and putting Shakur in this spot in a big main event on December 12th?
Yeah, I mean, this is first of all, compliments to Shakur and his team. I mean, they are doing exactly what the old time fighters do and what the real fighters do is take the opportunities that exist. Because we had a very fluid schedule and because of the COVID issues, there were difficulties in keeping, fights in college football and NFL football. Everything's moving so quickly. We had only from scheduling purposes, we had, Shakur planned for, I think it was sometime in early January and had the Berchelt Valdez fight scheduled for December. But as soon as we had the pullout, Shakur's team reached out to us and said, listen, we want to accelerate this even quicker. And that's just a real tribute to being a great prize fighter and jumping on the opportunity and being a part of Heisman night. I mean, again, I said this earlier in the interview, this December date is a big, big date for the network and for us collectively as the top rank content provider for boxing. And this has been earmarked, and last year was Crawford and Cavalisius, and before that was Loman Pedraza. And Shakur, we've wanted him on this date, and it's a great opportunity, and it's a 3-hour time block, and I think he's the perfect guy to fit it. And I think we're really, really proud of the way that they stepped forward and Shakur stepped forward to say, hey, I want to get in the ring. I don't want to talk about me going on vacation, see my kids on the farm. He's doing exactly what the prize fighters do.
Thank you, Todd. And our first question comes from Eric Woodyard, ESPN.com. Eric, unmute. Please go ahead when ready.
Shakur, what's up, man?
What's up? What up?
Watched you over the years, man, with my girl Claressa Shields in the Olympics, to get into this level. And they talked about your team, speaking of your team, but one guy in particular I want to ask you about is Jay Prince, man. How much have he helped you, in your career as well from his role in your camp?
I mean, Jay Prince been a big help. He's not just like a manager to me. He's like more like family, and we got like a real relationship. So actually, like Jay Prince, I don't look up to a lot of people, but Jay Prince like one of the people in the world that I really look up to, and I see him as a great role model for myself. So he's been a big help, and I'm blessed to have him on my team.
How do you decide who gets around you at this point? Everybody wants a piece of you. They see you as coming up. How do you pick your inner circle and who gets around you and really gauge, who's worthy of being around?
I ain't no new people that come around me. I don't let new people in. I got like a thing with that. Like when you let new people in, that's when things go wrong. So I got a thing where it's like the same people that been with me since the start of my pro career and before my pro career and all that. Them the people that's with me now. So That's just how I move. I move a little bit different.
Thank you very much, Eric. Now we go to Jeremy Harridges. Jeremy, please unmute and go ahead.
Hi, Shakur. I think you said a few months ago, before your fight with Caraballo, you said that you didn't know one thing about him and you watched about 2 rounds. How well do you know Toka Khan Cleary in comparison?
It's a little bit different though, cause with like Caraballo, I never seen him fight before, so I didn't I just went into the fight with like clue of what he really was bringing, and just them 2 rounds I knew. But with Toka, I actually seen him fight Kid Galahad, and I knew of Toka since I was an amateur coming up, and he was going to like Olympic trials and all that kind of stuff. So I knew of Toka, and like, it's a lot different with that. But I will say, like, this fight, I only watched Toka like 3 rounds the most. Like, that's the most I watched Toka too. So I can't really sit here and act like I've been studying him and all that kind of stuff. But I know of his style already. So
Any opinions about what he brings to the table, or your opinions about him as a fighter from what you've seen?
I think that real like boxers and like people like me, like we understand that he's a good fighter. Like it ain't like you getting in there with a scrub, and I know that he's like a real good fighter. I think that that's really like my opinion of it. I feel like, but it don't really matter how good he is or like what he gonna bring. I'm gonna make him look a certain way, and people gonna have their opinions of him regardless. So.
Thank you very much. And now we go over to the UK, Danny Flexen. Danny, please unmute and go ahead.
Hey, Shakur, how you doing?
What up, what up?
Just wanted to talk about what your main reasons were for moving up to 130 and who you see as kind of the main potential rivals in your future there. A lot of fighters recently have moved from 130 up to 135, which I'm sure you will eventually, but at the moment at 130, who are the main guys for you?
I mean, I say, like biggest rival right now probably is me and Berchelt. Berchelt being the top dog, and everybody know what kind of like potential I got, so they gonna match it up well. Like boxer versus big puncher. Can Shakur beat this dude? Like this is a different kind of fighter. So I say Berchelt as of like right now, but in the long run, I think probably me and Tank.
Thank you very much. We go back to the UK. Jonathan Nagyoff, Pro Boxing Fans. Jonathan, please unmute and go ahead.
Hey, Shakur. Going into this fight, obviously you've got that #1 mandatory position with the WBO. Is that a fight that you want after that, the winner of the proposed fight between Herring and Frampton?
Oh yeah, that's the fight that I'm getting. It ain't the fight that I want. It's the fight that I'm getting. So hopefully they hurry up with their dates and decide what they doing, so that way I could be back in March against the winner of that fight.
Will that be difficult for you if it is against Jamel Herring, considering you're quite close?
I mean, boxing the business at the end of the day. I don't look at nobody as friends. We get in the ring. I gotta feed my family just as much as he gotta feed his family. So I can't look at it like, oh, I'm cool with Jamel. Nah, that's an enemy when we get in the ring. So we just gotta wait and see.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jonathan. We go next to J.R. Bell. J.R., please unmute yourself and go ahead when ready.
Brother Shakur, what's good, man?
What up, what up?
All good. How important was it for you to try to get in another fight this year?
I ain't gonna say like it was like very important, because from my knowledge, like I ain't even know that I was gonna be fighting this year. Like I thought it was over. I thought the next fight was January or something like that. So it wasn't really like super important. But I mean, once like the call came, I'm one of the people that I'm always in shape, and I'm not gonna pass up on the opportunity, no matter what it was. So I actually jumped forward thinking like, shit, if Berchelt fell out the fight with Valdez, I could try to get the Valdez fight, but I guess Valdez want to play chess, and he want the title and whatever excuse he want to make. But sooner or later, if he get past Bertrell, he gonna have to see me too. So he can't run for too long.
Thank you very much. And now we go to Danny Thompson. Danny, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Shakur, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah,
okay, Shakur, Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. The last few weeks in boxing have been special. Some of the best pound-for-pound fighters have been fighting over the last few weeks. Timofeo Lopez, we had the Errol Spence fight. We had Bud Crawford, among others. Jamar Tank Davis. Do you feel a little bit extra pressure going into Saturday night, knowing that they put on such great performances, for you to exceed and also show that you are, quote unquote, the pound for pound best fighter in the world?
I'm not even trying, I don't think I'm at that point where I'm gonna just say I'm the pound for pound best fighter in the world, but I'm competitive, so I do like to compete. But at the end of the day, I'm more focused on performing to myself and my family and my friends and all that kind of stuff. So I'm competitive, but I ain't looking at their performances and judging. Because if I'm being honest, some of them performances, if I'm being real, me, I wasn't really that impressed with some of the performances you name. I mean, a lot of casual boxing fans that's not into boxing probably is really impressed with some of that stuff, but I wasn't really impressed with. A performance that did probably impress me the most probably was Teofimo, but other than that, I wasn't really impressed. And Terrence.
Thank you very much. Again, as a reminder, send a raise hand button in the Zoom or send me a DM on the chat and I'll get you in the chat queue. We're going to let Shakur go in a few minutes because he's got to, again, get ready to pack up and go to the bubble very shortly. So our next question comes from Reggie Woodson. Reggie, please unmute and go ahead.
Hey, what's good, Shakur?
What up?
It's Reggie Woodson of Bite Down Boxing. Hey, we've heard it all throughout the years that the elites or the greats have a difficult time coaching others. You worked the corner of Joshua Greer Jr. a few weeks ago. Did you experience any frustration in what he was able to do with your instructions versus what you were seeing? And does this add to your maturation as a fighter?
I mean, nah, I ain't really, the most part I probably was frustrated is when you tell somebody to do something and you want to go in there and do it yourself. And I'm a fighter, so I'm damn, I wish I was in there to be able to show him what I mean. But other than that, nah, at the end of the day, with Josh is a great fighter, and at the end of the day, he was gonna do what he did regardless. So it's more up to the fighter when you coaching, but being a coach, I guess it probably helped a little bit, but I ain't really too focused on that. That's something that I'm gonna be more focused on at the boxing.
I mean, but
sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just asking, but does it kind of add to either how you're seeing the game or how you've grasped the sport at this stage in your career? Thanks, Evan.
I'm not sure. I don't think it adds to it because I feel like I'm already a student of the game regardless. So I think it adds to a fighter that if I go say something and I help coach them or something like that, I think it adds to their game. But I don't think it's added to my game because I sit and watch boxing all day, every day. So I could sit there and tell you this and tell you that, but I don't think it's going to add to nothing that got to do with me and my boxing.
Thank you very much. Xavier Porter, please go ahead.
Shakir, how you feeling? Quick question in regards to your thoughts against Jamel Herring. As a fighter, as a boxer.
Yo, in a minute.
Huh?
I said I ain't seen you in years, dude.
It's been a minute, man. Good to see you again, bro. Quick question in regards to you just mentioned your thoughts about Jamel Herring. As being around the guy, knowing him, I'm pretty sure you've been around his family and things of that nature. How do you transition from the mindset from being a boxer, being around him, to when you actually get the opportunity to say, you know what, this guy's my opponent. I got to do what I got to do against him.
I mean, it's easy. I mean, that's I just feel like I got family of my own, and I got a lot going on myself that I'm so hungry. I don't care what you got going on. Like, if we get in the ring, if you across the ring from me, you got to go, and that's just how I see it. Like, I don't look at nobody like, oh, you my family, so I'm a like, nah. I look at it from a standpoint where I gotta feed my family, and you gotta feed your family, and I know for a fact that if you get the chance to hurt me, you ain't gonna hold back. So I'm the same as that way.
Thank you very much, Xavier. We're going to take one last question. Shakur's got to run. Crystal Hart, please unmute and go ahead when ready. Crystal, you there? All right, I guess I'll try it one more time. Nope, I guess we are having technical difficulties on her end. So we're going to end it here. Shakur, any last words you want to send out to to the fans, those watching on ESPN, and to the media out here today?
Nah, just tune in December 12th. You're gonna see the same thing I've been doing, and a dominant performance, nothing less, and that's all you're gonna get out of me.
Thank you very much, Shakur, for joining us today. And as a programming reminder, Stevenson against Tokakan Clary, Verdeo Nakatani, and Berlanga, Ulysses Sierra, regular ESPN 10 o'clock. Undercard on ESPN Plus, including Clay Collard, Robesi Ramirez, who Shakur knows very well. That'll start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we are going to have a nice addition to the ESPN Plus portion of the undercard, which we will be announcing very shortly. So stay tuned for that news. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you, Shakur. And we will see you all Saturday night. Thank you.
Hey, what's the addition?
What's the addition? Shakur, the addition. Well, I'll let you know after the call. I'll text you, Shakur. All right.
Yeah, text me. I want to know.
Thank you, everybody.
There you have it, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shakur Stevenson. Fight this weekend. He fights Toka Khan this weekend. I really don't know enough about Toka Khan, you know what I'm saying, honestly. But he'll be fighting him this weekend, man. So yeah, there you go. A little Zoom call, let you know how Shakur Stevenson is feeling, how he's thinking, and hey, man, he said some real shit about Jamil Herring. He was like, them niggas got to figure out what they gonna do, and they got to see me, man. Like, he like, shit, all that friend shit, all that buddy shit is cool, but when we get in that ring, it's time to swing, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I like that from Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? But we'll be back with another show, man. Give me a little time, maybe about 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? We'll come back with another show, talk a little boxing, man. You guys smash that thumbs up button on your way in, on your way out. It do not matter, man. Shakur Stevenson, Toka Khan this Saturday night. Let's get ready for some good ass action, man. Till next time. Yes, sir.